Welcome back to the channel, and we are back with a big one. Barcelona, we advanced to the next round of the Copa del Rey, and we play Villarreal next up, and we got some hot topics for you guys. But Barca Volume, how are you doing, my guy?
Dude, the Real Madrid game just ended, man. And what a crazy robbery that was in that first half. That was an insane penalty giveaway that they got, but it is crazy, man. It is what it is, man. But they both advanced to the next round. Yeah, it's been fun watching Copa del Rey, watching this third division teams got it out against the big dogs, right? It's fun. It's fun. I love it.
Nah, listen, guys, make sure to smash up the like, subscribe, right, to Volume and to me, right? At the end of the year, we're both trying to hit some milestones, and get down below in the comments. If you got a take that you want to let us know, if you agree, disagree, let us know in the comments down below. But we do got some really good topics that we are going to get to. Me and Volume, we're going to be moving like Messi and Neymar, you know what I'm saying? Like Dino and R9, because some of these topics with Andreas, Lewandowski, right? Roony Bardghji, Lamine Yamal, right? So we're really going to get into it. But before we get into some of these topics, right, I actually do want to start with our game that we just played in the Copa del Rey against a third-tier team. And I said Barcelona, we went really strong, and I'll let you speak. But I just think that for me, I wanted to see a bit more rotation, but then in the game, I understand now why Lamine Yamal started this game. Flick went strong, and you know what? Credit to them, because GUADALAJARA, they gave us a really tough game. That was their World Cup final, legitimately. I know a lot of people, they make fun of when teams, they always say, oh, that was their World Cup final, but they're playing Barcelona. They're a third-tier team, and they gave it everything that they did. And you know what? They stifled us, you know, in that first half. It took us over 75 minutes to get a goal. But from then, Andreas gets a goal. He deserved it, right? And I thought Barcelona, man, I kind of, you know, where is Barcelona? I'm not trying to even kill the team. I just expected more with the names that I saw. De Jong, Lamine Yamal, Koundé, right? Pedri came in, right? But I really want to see like a Tony Fernandez, and Barca get the job done. But, I mean, it is what it is. But what do you got to say about that?
No, man. Like I said in my preview, these teams, they have nothing to lose, and we have everything. We have all the pressure. We have to win these games. We are so much better than them, and because sometimes, right, when you're playing these teams like this, it's a perfect opportunity for the coaches to rotate a lot of players. We have Casado as a right back. We have Jeffrey as a left back. We also saw right together with Frankie, we saw Marc Bernal, right? So these are some of the things, you know, Roony Bardghji, we wanted to see him. I thought he was cooking in that first half, but offensively, we just didn't have our stuff in the first half. And it was in part because Roony Bardghji was on an island the whole first half. And when you put all this together, like all these lineup changes against a team, third division team, who basically they're bringing all they got in every single minute, every single moment, set up a low block, park the bus, basically playing with a 5-4, which, by the way, this is our third game. Osasuna, we play this game against Guadalajara, and there was another game against Frankfurt that literally,
you know what's funny?
That's the third game in a row.
I thought Frankfurt was going to be an open game, and they switched their style of play for us. They went low block. That surprised me.
That was very surprising. And at the end of the day, like, we couldn't create anything because they set up and they were playing very disciplined. They were not giving us any space, and we couldn't create. You know, I think Lamine had a very good game. Unlike most people, a lot of people think he had a bad game. I actually love his game. I thought he brought all the intensity. He was trucking back, playing good defensively, but we couldn't find our way around this team who was playing incredible. And this is why I said, man, you have nothing to lose. If you are Guadalajara, you're basically saying we have the fans, we have our stadium, which is literally not the typical stadium we are used to, of a wider stadium, and the grass was actually pretty good. I love the pitch. I think the pitch is better than Rayo Vallecano the other day, so I was okay with that. But what I'm saying is, people were expecting us. I saw Football Carnage on his watch along. Why isn't Barca? I thought they were going to win 4-0 in the first half, and I'm like, dude, you know how these teams play, dude. They set up the low block, and look at them. They were laughing at us just yesterday that we couldn't break these guys. And now what happened? Today they won 3-2, and there was a header where Looney had to make a great save. They were asking for time at the end of that game. Dude, Copa del Rey games, They are different, bro. They're one standalone game, 90 minutes. If not, you go to overtime, and if not, you go to PKs. Alcorcón beat Madrid maybe about was 8 or 9 years ago or something, but it was a third division team. They probably still hanging banners for that game. And
And
what I'm saying is these games are
Villarreal,
different, bro.
Villarreal, the team that we're gonna play on the weekend, they got eliminated in this Copa del Rey, and it is true that's one thing. You are right. Like maybe I was thinking, okay, we have De Jong, Lamine Yamal, this can be easy, but you're
No.
right. You know, the first round of the Copa del Rey, it's always just an ugly game. They always give Barca and Madrid away games, right?
Yeah.
These teams, they make money, and it's legitimately like, it's like as much as these teams, they love a deep run, they love the opportunity to play Barca and Madrid. And listen, fair enough to them. They gave a really good game. Their goalkeeper was unbelievable. And one thing that I want to say, I thought Joffrey was solid. I thought that Roony Bardghji is continuing to show flash, and we're going to talk about him. But I want to kind of segue to probably the biggest takeaway for me, Barca volume, and that was Andreas Christensen. I really thought Andreas was really good, and I was like, and I want to say this right now. Why isn't he starting for us as center back? It's not like Barca volume. It's not like we are blessed with options like Arsenal with Hincapié, Saliba, you know, Gabriel, Miguelis, right? It's not like that. It's like Barcelona. We have Cabarsi who's struggling. We have Araujo's on a hiatus. Nobody knows where Araujo is right now. And then we have Gerard Martin, who's right now he's trying out this left center back, and he's been surprisingly very good. Everybody's calling him Gerard Maldini. But my point is that Andreas Christensen, there is no reason for him to not be playing this amount of minutes. And I don't care if it's a Copa del Rey game. I don't care if it's a third division side. He played really good. There were some moments that some crosses in the second half that he dealt with it very well. And for me, I'm going to ask you, should he be starting Andreas on this Barcelona team? Because for me, I would start him. I would go Gerard Martin and Andreas Christensen. That would be my two center backs.
I mean, that's a lot to unpack there, but honestly, if I'm being honest, one thing that I know for sure after watching this game, of course, right, it's a third division team. You're not really can't really draw a lot of conclusions on whether one thing or another, in my opinion. But one thing that I do think that we can say is that Christensen, like we all thought, like you thought, maybe I think it was Omar, me, I think we've all been saying this, that Christensen should be playing more minutes at the club. There's no way in hell that he should be getting like in the doghouse basically this whole time. No minutes. I know it's been difficult for Hansi Flick to balance things out because he has been in and out of the lineup. He's not available. He's available when he's not injured. He's sick. And he has been very inconsistent in that way. So we can't really like fault Hansi Flick for not playing him. But one thing that we know for sure, there has been a lot of chances for Christensen to be on the pitch, and that he just hasn't seen the pitch. And we want to see more of him. I think us fans, we believe in Christensen. And look, albeit being a third division team, he put him out there to start, and he delivered. Not only he played a masterclass of a defensive performance, but he scored the clutch goal to give us first blood in that game, and that's incredible. One thing I wouldn't say is like, you know, not so much of I told you so on Hansi Flick, but one thing it's very apparent is that he should at least be starting more games. I'm not going to go as far as to say I'm with you. He needs to start every game. No, I'm not going to go that far. I think he needs to slowly climb his way up. I do see Cubarsí when he came onto this game. He was very good as well. So I do like the Christensen Cubarsí. I think it's kind of working a little bit. I think the last 3-4 games, I think Cubarsí has been playing better and better. And we want Cubarsí to go back to his level because of his age, right? He's our future in present and future.
Oh, he is. But like my thing is that I'm gonna be so real with you, Miguel. I think that Gerard Martin is gonna be the starter like for the rest of the season because Hansi Flick, if you check his history, he always plays with a left-footed center back. So for me, I think Gerard Martin, as crazy as it sounds, nobody, because even me, I've been a Gerard Martin doubter. I think he's locked down that position. So I think, okay, what can Barcelona improve on? Our goal scoring, if we check the record, like regardless of what we say, I don't think Barca have been, I know our offense is still amazing, but I still don't think, I still think we have a couple gears to go, if you know what I mean. Like we're not on the electric Barcelona last season level yet, right? I think we can grow in that regard. But something that we can get better is the back end. And my thing with Christensen is that, yo, this guy, at least it's a solution. It's not maybe the solution, but it's an option that you got to try. And my thing is that, okay, even if you're saying, you know what, starting is a bit too far, it might be hyperbolic right now, there's no excuse. He definitely should be at least playing some more minutes. That's what I want.
I can agree with that. By the way, though, no, we say this lightly. Cubarsí played his 100th game yesterday.
Crazy.
That's incredible, remarkable for an 18 years old at the center back spot where it's incredibly risky. You can have a great game and make one mistake, and that's all people are going to see. And to play that position, man, it's incredible what the kid has done. I do think that maybe, for example, right, like I don't want to throw Christensen right off the bat against Villarreal, for example. I think he needs to slowly but surely, like if he's at that level, he can show it. But I do want to see Hansi Flick giving him more minutes. For example, if we're winning against Villarreal 3-1 and it's like the 80th minute or the 70th minute, bring him on, see what he can do, look at his level, and you know, if you see that it's Christensen and Gerard Martin is working, but don't just throw them out there like just to start just because he had a good game against a third division team.
Nah, fair enough. But I do want to move on and speak about a man like Lamine Yamal, man like the star boy, right? Because Hansi Flick has been experimenting, and you know what? I'm all for it. When it comes to offensive experimenting, and when it's like with talented players like Lamine Yamal, I'm all for it. And Lamine Yamal has been playing this number 10 more centrally, right, for FC Barcelona in a couple of our games now, and it has resulted in Roony Bardghji being the right winger and Lamine Yamal being the 10. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to just say it straight up. I actually really like it. I think there's real potential. I think the only thing that it takes away is that Lamine Yamal is one of our best dribblers, like 1v1, beat a man, right? Lamine Yamal is so good at that. Like, Lamine Yamal is an outlier dribbling threat. That is legit where he made his money with Xavi Hernandez's Barcelona. But with Roony Bardghji, this is the whole thing. Lamine Yamal number 10 is all happening because Roony Bardghji is actually performing at a good level so that it's not a problem for us. And Lamine at the 10, I mean, Barca volume, let me know what you think about it. But for me, I like it. I think it could get better. And I really like Roony Bardghji too, man. He's been really impressing me with some of the moves that he's been doing, bro.
No, I love Roony Bardghji. And I've said this in my preview even for this game. I want Hansi Flick to start Roony Bardghji, have Lamine Yamal at the 10. If not, because I said, you know, if you're not resting Lamine, put him at the 10, because I wanted actually for Lamine to be rested in this game. But I do understand that, you know, players want to play and we have to go out and win these games, and we can't underestimate them. Now, when it comes to the actual tactics of it, I think it's great. I think it's great to have Lamine at the 10 and have Roony Bardghji at wide. I do think that they're getting better with each other. The Betis game, I mean, it was electric. It was a thing of beauty, and not only because, you know, they're playing those positions, but because they're interchanging each other. Roony Bardghji is not afraid to play at the 10 either. Like, he can do that. He can dig it as well. So I think we can have a 1-2 punch like that. You know, it could be very dangerous. And I was very happy to see Hansi Flick doing that one more time, because after the Betis game, he kind of went away from it for the following game. Who did we play after the Betis game? We played.
Was it Frankfurt? It might have been Frankfurt.
Celta de Vigo, right? No.
Are you talking about La Liga or UCL?
Osasuna. It was the game against Osasuna where he went back to the usual lineup. And I was like, man, I really wanted to see if Hansi Flick would do the same thing with Roony Bardghji as a right winger and Lamine Yamal at the 10, and they can interchange. But he didn't do that. But he went back to it on this Copa del Rey against Guadalajara. And I just love to see him. And I think it's suiting Lamine Yamal. I do see him more involved into the offense. He was very relentless. It was very difficult for him to get his way. People say he had a stinker, and that's fine. People can banter, people can say so many things, but every time they're double teaming you or triple teaming you, it's what you do after that. He needs to pivot, and I already said this. Lamine, he has to go back in the lab and add a mid-range shot to his game, because this is literally, like I've said on my channel the other day, and I give the example for LeBron James, because LeBron James, he was that kind of player who would attack the basket early in his career, and everybody started kind of catching up to it and said, you know what, we'll just sit and wait for him in the paint. And what he did is, like, he added a mid-range shot to his game, When he added a mid-range shot, if they were going to contain him, he would just step back and shoot the mid-range. And then when they would actually press him, he would just go around them and attack the paint, and then was unstoppable since then.
And you know what
that's exactly what he needs to do.
And you know what it is? It is with Lamine. It's like when I'm looking at Lamine, because I want to like more focus on Roony Bardghji next. But my thing with Lamine is just that he doesn't look as electric this season. And to be fair to him, high standards, bro. Like the guy will finish second place in the Ballon d'Or, so it's not like he's playing horrible. It's just that you were so great last season; it was unbelievable. I said actually, I think Lamine Yamal last season was the best player I've ever seen since like Neymar Jr. Like when he was at his peak for PSG, like Benzema for that one UCL Real Madrid had. Like he was the best player that I've seen probably in the last 3 years. Just that one season from Lamine Yamal. I know Dembele take nothing away from him; he won the Ballon d'Or, but Lamine Yamal was on another level last season. And this season, I'm not even trying to kill the kid, right? Obviously, he's dealing with the pubalgia and all that, but you're right. He just looks a bit predictable. Like, and that's not something that you'd associate with Lamine Yamal. And I agree. I mean, something also I want to say is, I mean, don't really cut in all the time. Don't go down the outside. I feel like he wants to go cut inside all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, go down the outside. And honestly, he's faster now. When he was a 16-year-old, he would go down the outside a lot more. I mean, this is some things that I think Lamine Yamal does have to add.
If he just adds, you see those shots he took against Inter, right? Where Sommer just kept saving it and kept saving it. We need more of that. We need more of that where if they're containing you, then, they contain the box. Then you need to step out and take the shot. If they press you, then you can dribble and take them on one-on-one. But that's the way you get out of that. But in this game, it was very difficult. They made it very difficult for him. They double and triple team him. But if he's not taking great shots or trying to create his own shot, he's never going to. He's going to be very, very not that he's predictable, but he will be easier to contain him for defensive teams. And he just needs to add that.
And one thing that I will say, Lamine Yamal, like what credit to him, because the last 2 years he was doing it very, very, very well. Like this guy did not miss when it comes to seeing a pass. This season, I don't know what it is, but I feel like he wants to just dribble one more guy to get a shot off. Man, if there is, think about Barca volume, like legitimately, if there is 5 guys on you, like the game against Guadalajara, one guy's on your shoulder, one guy's like holding your knee down, right? Legit, you are getting triple teamed, quadruple teamed. Pass the ball, right?
Yeah.
You don't really have to force the shot. There is a guy, probably Fermi Lopez, who knows who's playing, Frankie de Jong, somebody's going to be open. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I do want to move on to a man like Roony Bardghji because, like, we kind of spoke about him playing the right wing for Lamine playing 10. But I think, forget about Lamine playing 10. This guy is one of my favorite players so quickly. Barca volume, I was saying, I called it a nothing signing. I called it an NPC move. I said, who is this guy? I can't lie. I was disrespecting this guy, and now I'm holding my hands up. I got to give credit where credit's due. Bro, Barca volume, did you see the Betis game? That assist to Ferran on the volley. What?
No, the finish, bro, the finish, the goal, the way he cut in with his left, and he shot it with his right, almost simultaneously, like on that same move. It was like, damn. And it just like literally, bro, like that was a silky finish, bro. Like that's talent. That kid is talented, man.
Bro, that kid, Deco, what a signing already. I think if we resell him, we could get 15 million easy. So we already won this deal. And for me, Roony Bardghji, this kid is talented. And like I said, like many times, he's already one of my favorite players because you know what it is with Roony? Not only is he a talented player, but he's an entertainer, bro. This guy, you could tell this guy wants to, he made the right choice coming to Barcelona, right? At the Camp Nou, entertaining the fans. Because I think, listen, Flick has to play this guy more often. I think that there's real potential, maybe not to start this year, but bro, he can really become like a Fermin, Gerard Martin story where this guy's in the rotation week in, week out. Like, I really could see that.
He's fearless, bro. I see it in his eyes. He's a killer, man. You know what? And I know this might shock some people, but his finishing is better than Lamine. He has better finishing. He doesn't have the moments. He doesn't have the repertoire of goals that Lamine has. Lamine has had amazing goals. The one goal in the Euro Cup against France, that was an unbelievable goal. Lamine has scored unbelievable goals. But you know what? Also, Lamine has played a lot of minutes. He has played
Yeah,
a lot of minutes, and when I see him, if I'm taking all the stats out, if I'm taking all the finishes out, if I'm being honest, I can tell you that Roony Bardghji finishing is better. He's not a better player, but he's finishing is a tick better than Lamine, because you can tell that this kid has a rocket of a shot. He's extremely accurate.
yeah.
I've seen it so many times where dude, like sometimes he just needs to take more shots. Like the one shots that he takes, they're on target. Sometimes they're off target, but that's gonna happen, right? But I love this signing. Like when we got him, I knew he had played in the Champions League before, and I did look into like his game, and I was like, man, like his finishing is actually pretty good. Like this kid, he's rapid. He's not. What I like about him, he's got flair, but he doesn't overdo it. Like right,
Yeah, he
Lamine,
doesn't.
Lamine dribbles a lot. Like that, I think almost sometimes he overdoes it. Like he's so good and so good at it. Like he think he's got one more move on you. That's the thing about Lamine. But no, Rooney is so direct, man, and I love that about players. Even when I was playing, that I hated players that always trying to be Ronaldinho. Like try to do
Yeah,
one
yeah,
more,
yeah.
one more dribble, one more thing. No, Rooney, if he's got you, if he had an edge, he's shooting or he's passing. He's not going to like do these all these like shenanigans, right? So this is why I loved him, man. Ever since we got him, and like I'm like, dude, it's a steal for that price. This
And you
kid
know
was
what?
valued. I think he was valued at like 20 million at one point.
And we got him for 3 mil. 3 mil is nothing, bro. You know what I have to say? Like, because I've been on Deco's case, but credit to Deco. That is
Yeah.
scouting at the highest order. And that is a guy that, hey, Deco, you only have 25 million to spend. You get a Roony Bardghji, off of ACL. But look how he's recovering. And look at, bro, you're saying
Mhm.
he needs to shoot more. I'm saying, forget about shoot more. He needs to play more. I genuinely think his
Yeah.
level has been really good in the last month. I think he's better than, the last month. He's probably been better than like half the starters. I really think he's pushing Hansi Flick. But I do want to move it on to Villarreal versus Barcelona, the game that was initially supposed to be in the United States. But of course, all these things happen. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be at, I think, La Ceramica, if I said it correctly, at Villarreal.
Yeah,
And
La
basically,
Cerámica. La
yeah,
Cerámica.
bro, this game right here, Barcelona, my message to Barca, ended out with a bang, right? And
Yeah.
finish the season with, not a season, but finish 2025. It's going to be our last game in the year. Finish it off with a big game. Go strong, Flick. I want to see Lamine, De Jong, Pedri. I know Eric Garcia has been playing in the midfield. Put De Jong in. I think listen, empty out the tank because we don't have a game for another 2 weeks, right? I want us to go strong and let's get this flipping dub, right? Everybody's saying, oh, Barcelona, they're trying to, rig La Liga if they play in America. Well, guess what? Let's show Villarreal we're going to beat them at their own home like we have done almost every single year since 2007. Almost every single year.
Brother, I love the fact that this is the last game and it's La Cerámica right before Christmas, bro. All I want for Christmas is Barcelona to go out there and just beat Villarreal in La Cerámica, bro. It'll be perfect, just like we did last year at La Cerámica. I don't know. A lot of people thought that Barca wanted to cheat this game and want to take it to America or whatever. Like, no, bro, we're not afraid to come down to La Cerámica. We've done it before. And look, it's not like they're world beaters right now. I mean, they have a good team. They have a good, incredible roster, but some of their signings are really not being planned out. Like even Partey, who was an incredible signing for them, he has not been playing the way that they expected from him. Buchanan started very good, but ever since he like fell off a cliff with them, I mean, look, man, they got a good team. It's not that we are going to run over it, but I'm just very excited to watch this game. And I don't know why, but I do remember this. And last time we didn't finish the season particularly. We didn't finish the year particularly well because we dominated Atletico Madrid. And in that game, dude, I still call it to this day the nightmare before Christmas. That was our nightmare before Christmas. We dominated Atletico Madrid and they beat us 2-1, bro. We were beating them 1-0. Pedri comes out of the game and Sorloth gets 2 freaking daggers on us, man, in like 5 minutes, within the span of 5 minutes. And I'm like, dude, what a sour taste to go into Christmas after that. We don't want to do that again, bro. So you're so right. We need to go out with a banger. This is literally our last game of the year, bro. Let's give those fans, like give us fans what we want. Let's give us a victory, bro.
It's like this game. I know Villarreal. they didn't do nothing to us. But like, it's like the Bilbao being the first game back at the Camp Nou. I said this is legit. It was written in the bro. It was written. Of course, we're gonna dunk on Nico Williams, beat them 4-0, right, to open the Camp Nou a party. You know what I'm saying? Lewandowski gets it started, right? I think this game, and this is not to Villarreal, but to all the Real Madrid fans that are saying, "Hey, you guys wanted to take this game to America." No, we're gonna show you guys, and I could see us smacking this team. They play open football, so I think honestly, I see both teams scoring goals. But real quick, the question that I want to ask you, are you going to start Ferran Torres or Lewandowski? Because Ferran, credit to him, outside of that Chelsea game, he's actually been having a really good season so far. He's been amazing, man. I can't lie.
I've already said it. Ferran Torres is my starter every game from now until the end of the season, 100%. Now,
I agree.
I have a caveat. I'm not going to play him full 90 minutes like Hansi Flick did against Osasuna. Against Osasuna, he starts the game. I thought that was the perfect deal. But I'm like, dude, I don't want him to play the full 90. You could have brought in Lewandowski. Well, now we know maybe Lewandowski was dealing with something because he was not available for the Copa del Rey game. So I think we have two great strikers, but we don't have like a prolific striker because Lewandowski, let's be fair, he is a prolific striker, but not at this point of his career. He's still a great finisher. He can still get it done for you. He can still score a lot of goals in La Liga, but he has to pick his spots. So what I'm thinking is like, instead of like interchanging them between games, why don't we have Ferran Torres for like 65 to 70 minutes, and we have Lewandowski for another 20 to 25 minutes to see what he can do against tired legs. Why don't we have the all finisher, right, against tired legs, and if we're struggling to break the low block, bring him in the 60th minute. Don't sub out Ferran, bring him for somebody else and have him attack the box. But I don't think Lewandowski should be starting games anymore. I know for some people that's a hot take, but I feel like Ferran, if we can get, if I'm telling you, if I'm Hansi Flick, Ferran, make as many runs, make this offense as dynamic as possible. Give me 65 minutes of high intensity every game, and then you'll come out and I'll bring in Lewandowski. But I'm giving you the start every single game from here to the rest of the season. That is only going to give him more motivation to deliver. If he gets the word from Hansi Flick, you're starting every game. You're my guy, but give me 65 to 70 minutes per game, and then I'm subbing you out.
Yeah, no, actually, no, I agree with that because if you're telling him you're the starter, I mean, there's less pressure if he misses a chance. Well, I'm the starter, right? So I actually think that'll make him better mentally. But also for me, I think that Lewandowski needs to be the Luke de Jong, and I think Ferran got to be the main striker because as much as we all make fun a bit about Ferran is, bro, the guy. If we put him on penalties, I think he would only be 1 or 2 goals off of Kylian Mbappe, who's been, bro, let's be honest, Barca volume. It's like almost every single game, like 70% of the games, I feel like that I watch Real Madrid, they get a penalty. So Ferran Torres is having a really good year. So for me, I agree, bro. I really think he should be the starter. But listen, guys, that's all we got for today. Me and Barca volume, you know what I'm saying? With another Barca talk with some good topics about Andreas. Should he be starting Ferran? Should he be starting Lamine Yamal, Roony Bardghji, Hansi Flick, Barcelona? We got to end it with a bang against Villarreal. I'll see y'all soon. Make sure to smash the likes. Get down below in the comments. Subscribe to me and volume. Peace. Visca Barca.
Visca Barca, everyone.